Well, I hope everybody had a wonderful weekend. Today is Monday, and hear them out here mowing the lawn, doing all the wonderful things to start our week. And I wanted to come on today and talk to you guys about something I was just watching. I was just watching something. I'm going to share it with you guys here real quick. It was a video. Let me see if I can do it. Good morning. Um, Let's see. And by the way, I said morning. Morning. That's a whole new word. I'm not going to say the other one anymore. I'm going to start saying morning. I'll share something with you guys about that later. Maybe Tiff and I will do something on that. But good morning, everyone. I was watching this video though about a guy that literally was homeless for like 10 years. So they say. They said he was homeless for 10 years. I'm look. I watched the video. Okay. So I was watching the video. They said he was homeless for 10 years and they are showing his transformation, right? And as I was watching, I was like, is this real? And that's literally what it says. Is this man real? So let's see if I can share it on my screen so you guys can see what I'm talking about. I'll probably turn the volume down so I could talk on top of it. But let's go ahead and see if I can show it. Here we go. We're going to, fingers crossed, this works. This is the video I was watching. Let me play it for you guys. Now, the sound is not as important as what you view, but if you cannot hear it, it's just the background suspenseful music. It's just drawing you in. And from what I understand, people were drew into this, right? And they were watching how this man who had been homeless for 10 years was literally being picked up and take literally, I guess they cut to the barbershop, right? I'm assuming he wasn't sitting right out in front of the barbershop, but as they're there, you're watching him looking the way that he's looking. Obviously, your heart, you're feeling everything that's being said, right? Or being shown. You're drawn in. And this video went viral. I think 6.2 million views, right? Of this guy and his transformation. And obviously, I'm just going to say I didn't read through it all because I was quickly just looking at some stuff and I saw this and I said, huh, because it looks like a wig, it looks like a fake beard, but the thing that it's messaging, and it's not so much, 6.2 million people watch this, was drawn into the experience. And just to sort of show you, because I don't want to belabor it long, I want to really get to what I'm talking about today. But as you watch him go through a transformation, I don't know if you can see on the screen, I'm just going to click through each piece of it as you watch his transformation, right? And, heartfelt moments, you're watching and experiencing what he, you know, going through the process, right? Now, clearly, I'm not going to say clearly this is staged, but it's showing for those people who watched. 6.2 million people watched this, okay? And they watched him go through his transformation. And even they make his hair into a heart, they're really drawing people in. And 6.2 people watch this. And as you watch, and the care they put in. The video is about 15 minutes long, easily. But clearly, you're watching this person go through a transformation. And at the end, I'm just going to sort of push through and push through. How the care and the transformation, right, that they went through for this guy to literally be transformed, right? And then the music shifts, right? And the music sounds heartfelt, right? All this stuff. This was 6.2 million people watched this, right? And what I find so beautiful about that, there are some beauty to it. I'm not going to say because it was staged, but it was to get to the heart. of what we as a country crave for. We crave to want to be able to see a transformation, see individuals who were unhoused go through a stage of transformation, that their lives are changed. But what's so interesting about that, as I think about it, being in this space for as long as I've been in this space, I recognize that transformation such as this requires, like, that right there is just simply someone walking into a place, getting all of that stuff. But in 10 years, the physical way in which he's changed, transformed. But was he really transformed? Was he really at a place where his life was changed? Obviously, we know no, it wasn't. He might have looked happier. He might have smiled because what he had experienced for 10 years was now taken away from him physically. But everything in him was still who he was as he would before the physical transformation that he had gone through. And it just pulled on my heart because there's so many people in the world who are going to go down this path. They're going to go down a path where they're wanting to make a change happen. They're wanting to be able to change somebody and help them experience what transformation really looks like. But it's more than that. It's more than the physical. We want to get to a place where we can truly help people change their lives to no return of where they came from. And that's what we really do when we talk around transitional housing, and what we're creating in transitional housing is truly helping people get to a point where their lives are changed. Not just the physical look of how they're being, but we change them, because there are people in this world that want to make a difference in the lives of individuals who are unhoused. But there's so many things that that story said. I could probably spend 4 or 5 different episodes talking about each specific one of how it's different. From number one, the perception that we can pick people up, change them, but then let them be on their way in just those moments. We want to, but it takes more than that, obviously. Also, the thought of picking somebody up who we don't know any background on and giving them a transformation that is real. There's a perception there that that can be done. And we, as people who want to get into that space, can do it just like that. It requires more of you. Okay. I'm not saying you cannot take somebody and change them in that moment, but what are they going to look like a month from now? What are they going to look like 3 months from now? What are they going to look like a year from now? Like, they're physically changing someone's appearance does not make them transform. And I cannot stress that more than anything. And those of you who really want to help make a difference, I've heard where people have gone and housed an individual who was homeless into a building or into a hotel for a month, for a week, for a day, to get them some housing until they could figure. But what ends up happening? I'm going to tell you what happens. Boy, I could talk about that one today, but I'll talk about that deeper later. But what ends up happening is that individual who was experiencing homelessness and chronic homelessness on the street, you put them in that property or into that apartment or into that hotel room. They don't know how to operate within that. They need more than that. So many people who think that's what they need, they don't. What they need, obviously, housing is important, but what they need is a program. What they need is something that's going to help them transform. And putting them into a hotel, an apartment, those are not the solutions. They are part of the solution, but you must have some type of programming to help them and get to the core of the things that they're experiencing. And I've heard of where people have done that. They felt like they wanted to help, they went and did that, and that person was still in a position where they were not changed, or they've destroyed the property. Like, I've seen where people's properties were destroyed, hotels were torn up because the way in which they were experiencing it, that wasn't safe for them. We thought that was what they wanted, but they really didn't want that. There's so many things that we don't understand because we've never had to live it. And I will be honest with you, as many times as I have gone into this space of when we ran a shelter, thinking I was going to come in and save the world, you don't even fully understand what they are going through. It's a process. And the better people who know that are people who've either gone through it before. That's why many people who get into this space, they get into it from that space of, I know because I've been through it. I know if I had this, I could do that. I know if I showed you what I did, I could show you how to. I know how to care and give you that love and give you that because I've experienced that or I've known somebody who's done that. That's why when we work with our operators, we don't come from a place of help everybody. I would never want any of my operators being trained going through this process, just grabbing people off the street and saying, come on, I got housing for you. No, do not do that. Okay. Or even, hey, case manager, I've got a property and I've got 7 beds. Bring your people, refer your people. You don't know what you're opening the door for to yourself. That's why we are very consistent in what we communicate to our operators. Tiffany and I, we take every person coming into our ecosystem who are a part of our operators room or our VIP program or our inner circle. We make sure we that they fully know what they're building. Now, what they do after that is, is on them, but we make sure they're educated, make sure they understand how to do this the right way. And we create the automation that goes with it. Those are the type of things that we help them do versus someone who just going saying, "Oh, I'm going to prop up a property and I'm going to go sit in a meeting with the COC and I'm going to get a whole bunch of referrals." That's not how this works. And if you want true success, then those are the type of ways in which you will create this in a way where you're going to create success for people. So you're not just randomly picking people up. You're not randomly catering to what the agencies are saying they want. Because I'm telling you, I love all y'all in the agencies. I love the work that y'all do. I love the heart when you come into it, wanting to help everyone that's off the streets and putting them into housing. But we're doing a disservice to the people who are providing that service of housing if we're not long-term planning the transformation that these individuals can take. So, and they have to be willing to do their part. And you know what? This truly is the relationship that we're creating with individuals and the partnerships we're creating is truly a partnership. It's not a partnership just with the agencies and just with the people who have the program that they're creating, but it's also the residents. We have a three-way communication and a three-way partnership that everyone plays in the success of individuals. And that's what I love about what we do in our community. We are here to create success. So if you are eager to want to create success for individuals that you are going to serve, who your SAM is, this is the place you need to be because this is what we talk about all day, every day. We love our operators room. And if you're wondering, how do I get involved? How do I get to become a part of it? You simply go to buildoperators.notlandlords.com. When you do that, you will enter into our ecosystem. And Tiffany and I, on every Monday, like today's Monday, today at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, we get together with our operator wannabes, those who want to be operators or learn about this space. We come together for 2 solid hours and we talk this stuff, making sure you understand what we're creating, what we're building for you to be successful. And what does it look like? What does success truly look like in this space? Because truly, what we are doing with everything in us to be able to share and communicate this to you. So our desire is that you will learn how to do it the right way. And that's how you enter into our ecosystem. And then we have a free community that you can join so that you can just be aware and become aware of what we teach and how we teach it. And once you come, I'm telling you, you're going to get some powerful information, some powerful knowledge around this space so that when you see individuals who are unhoused, chronically homeless on the streets, your heart will be pulled, but you'll know how to bring them in right. You don't pull in everyone. We have a process in which you can actually create this system. And that's what we want you in here learning. So I'm so excited, y'all, about this. Yes, that was a heartfelt video, but I'll say it takes more than that to make change happen, to transform lives. Truly takes more than that. And what we are looking forward to you being able to show is how individuals are going to be transformed by simply participating in your program. And it's not going to be something that's superficial. It's not going to be something just physical change. But you're going to, because you'll see that, but you'll also truly see the long term transformation that individuals will take when they're working with you. So let us show you how to do it. I look forward to seeing you guys again tomorrow and tonight. Maybe we might do another live tonight with Tiff. So I look forward to seeing you guys soon. Talk to you later. Enjoy your morning. Morning.